a shocker in Cedar Falls.
The Panthers finally pull out a close one. What a win over Wichita State does for their Valley Championship hopes.
Plus, Hilton Magic has kept the Cyclone train on track. Would Baylor be the next victim in Ames?
Meanwhile, in the pool, why a district title for Cedar Rapids, Washington today makes state history.
And, oh yeah, football. The Harbaugh brothers get the ultimate sibling rivalry battle in less than 24 hours.
It's super, and it's Iowa Game Day right now.
Football history of
A pleasant good evening, everybody. Thanks for spending the night with Iowa Game Day. I'm Landon Stolar.
I'm Jared Aarons. Whether you're a Panther, a Cyclone, Hawkeye, Eagle, Cohawk, Ram.
Any of them.
Any of them. Yeah, really. We've got all the action you crave. And we will start tonight in Cedar Falls, where the UNI Panthers have to bounce back from a couple of just devastating losses.
Yeah, in their last 2 times out on the court, Northern Iowa men had chances to win, but came up short against Indiana State and then Evansville.
Today, another chance for redemption against the team that handed them an early season Valley loss. No easy task, though. 15th ranked Wichita State. But this time, the game is in Cedar Falls. The atmosphere, thumbs up. Whiteout condition, interlude dance at the McLeod Center. Everything going well. First half, that's Matt Bohannon, the Marion native. Connects from long distance. UNI up early. Later on, it's Seth Tuttle, the hoop and the foul. 3 points the old-fashioned way.
And then the Shockers, of course, not going to get blown out. They're pretty good. Malcolm Armstead with the steal and the pass ahead to Carl Hall. He lays it in, and just like that, the Panthers are trailing. This one was tied at the break, and it was fun after the intermission. Under 13 to play, Hall lays it up and in. Wichita State up 5, Jared.
But the Panthers took over after that. How about beautiful passing to the open man? That's Mark Sonnen from the corner. Then it's Chip Rank. Yeah, Chip Rank makes the highlights, folks. You know that bonus point. Anthony James doing his part. Jumper from the left. How about a jumper now from the right side, too? James scores 6 straight points for the Panthers, part of a 17-2 run. Shockers call timeout. AJ with a team-high 16 points, then under 4 to play. Deion Mitchell stops and pops. There's only 3 of the game, but it's a big one. Puts the Panthers up by 8.
But again, Wichita State closing the gap. Nick Wiggins, he hits the 3 from the corner, and it's now just a 1-possession game, and it's still just a 3-point game with under 10 seconds to play, and it's Armstead. He dribbles it off his leg. Can you believe it? In crunch time, it's UNI basketball. 5.8 left. They're going crazy in the McLeod Center, and it's Tuttle with the exclamation point. Where has this been? 57-52, UNI shocks the Shockers, and the court, yes, it is Stolar.
I was at this game, almost got trampled. You might be able to see me right there on the middle of the screen at the top. It was a lot of fun. James was the only Panther in double figures as we look at the scoreboard and the stats, but lots of other guys did their part. Tuttle with 8 points and 8 boards, 4 blocks. Mark Sonnen hit 3 from long range, and talk about a thrilling finish to a crucial game. Panthers said they needed this, and they were expecting this, even after some tough losses.
I think anyway this would have been fine. Had we been able to somehow salt it away and win by 10 or 12, and I think that would have been okay too. Because the guys have played so well, they needed something to feel good about.
Going to the last wire against Indiana State and Evansville, we kind of realized what needed to be done, for us to come out with the win instead of the loss. And I think that we did a good job today.
Panthers now have to start thinking about Valley tournament seedings. Really, they're just trying to stay out of that Thursday night game, and that seems likely now. If we look at the Valley standings, there's only one opponent remaining for the Panthers this season on their schedule that has a winning record in the Valley. That's Creighton on the 13th, and Landon. Otherwise, after that, it's just a steady diet of bottom feeders in the Missouri Valley Conference.
You got to think that the stars are kind of aligning a little bit there for UNI. Well, you mentioned Creighton. Let's talk about Creighton and stay in the Valley. The 21st ranked team in the nation was hosting Bradley today, and everyone in this arena was actually wearing pink. A lot of teams are doing that today. It was the Creighton versus Cancer.
Doug McDermott and Greg McDermott, their coach, big supporters of the Coaches versus Cancer. Greg's wife, a breast cancer survivor.
And of course, we start this off in the second half. It's just a 2-point game, but the Pink Jays, if you will, well, they get things going. Grant Gibbs, the Marion native, he's dialed in from deep. 6 points for Gibbs today. But whenever you talk Creighton, it's all about Doug McDermott. He buries the fadeaway tray. The Blue Jays are up 11, and just a few seconds later, literally, off the Bradley miss, McDermott goes coast to coast for the lay-in. Game high 25 points. Nothing new for this kid. The dude is a stud. Creighton wins 75-68. So let's take a look at the updated conference standings now. The Creighton win and the Wichita State loss puts the Blue Jays in sole possession of first place. Indiana State is in third, even though they lost to Drake tonight. Yes, that happened. Northern Iowa is now in a 4-way tie at 5 and 6. With all the tiebreakers as they sit, the Panthers are in 6th place and still plenty of scenarios
The
left.
important thing about that 6th place seed is 6th place keeps you out of that Thursday night game in the Valley
Don't
tournament.
want that play-in game.
And that's what the Panthers are thinking about right now, making sure they don't have to win 4 games in 4 days to go to the NCAA tournament. You know, it's not all about the Valley. The Big 12, things are getting pretty interesting, and those Iowa State Cyclones are in the mix. They've won 18 straight at home, which is the 8th best streak in the nation. That's impressive.
That's pretty good, I'd say. So this is how they do it. They share the basketball every time out on the court. Iowa State has 5 players averaging more than 10 points a game, and tonight it's Baylor trying to figure out how to figure out Hilton Magic. Niang up from Lucius after the Baylor turnover. Brady Heslip, he hits the three-pointer here. It's 21-20 ISU. When we go to the end of the first half now, it's Clyburn. Will Clyburn the layup. Cyclones led by a point at the half.
Baylor, though, hot to start the second frame. Pierre Jackson spots up the 3. They've got a 4-point lead, and they're thinking, what Hilton Magic? Because a few minutes later, watch this play. Great pass to Rico Gathers, head fake, and the dunk, and they're expanding that lead. But Cyclones come back. Watch Boo Boo Palo. Mine.
I want it.
Rips the ball away and then gets it ahead for the dunk by Tyrus McGee to take the lead.
And 9 minutes to go. It's Will Clyburn. It's that guy again. He hits a 3. They're up by 4. Hilton Magic. I mean, you can't say it enough. They're feeling it there. 3 to play. Bab, a great pass to Melvin Edgeham. He lays up the salt, and the game is iced. And that's it. Iowa State wins 79-71. Clyburn, a game-high 28 points and 10 rebounds. George Niang, 17 points. They got a lot of pieces there, Jared.
They have a lot of pieces, and they will take on Oklahoma. Quick turnaround for the Cyclones, now a Monday night game at 6 p.m. Elsewhere in the Big 12, Bill Self and conference leading Kansas hosting Oklahoma State. That's the same Cowboy team that just beat Iowa State, and they were looking primed to beat second-ranked Kansas today at Fog Allen Fieldhouse. First half, Markel Brown with the 3. Oklahoma State up by double digits. Yeah, double digits. But Kansas is Kansas. That was a nice alley-oop to Kevin Young. Some authority there. Then in the second half, Jayhawks work it to Ben McLemore in the corner. 3 in the air, falls through the net. KU back on top. But how about those Cowboys? Off the miss. Nobody boxes out Mike Cobbins. The emphatic dunk, and OK State takes the lead right back. The number 2 team in trouble. Last chance for KU, down 3 in the final seconds. But Marcus Smith steals the ball, and Phil Forte says, folks, we're done here. Oklahoma State upsets mighty Kansas in Fog Allen, 85-80. So the Big 12 gets shooken up a little bit. Kansas still in first, but now just a game ahead of their in-state rival, Kansas State, who may be their biggest rival now that Missouri has left the Big 12. And then we've got a 4-way tie for third place between Oklahoma State, Iowa State, Baylor, and Oklahoma, all at 5-3. Iowa State 5-4, but right in there halfway through the Big 12 conference season. So it's getting exciting in the Big 12.
Can I get a how about them Cowboys?
Yeehaw.
How about them Cowboys?
All right. Meanwhile, in the Big 10, a big game going on right now. Top-ranked Indiana and third-ranked Michigan.
This one's
I
good.
switched that. Third-ranked Indiana and top-ranked Michigan. Really good. There's about 10 minutes left in this game, 8 minutes even. Indiana with a 4-point lead over the Wolverines.
And Indiana actually had a bigger lead earlier tonight. Michigan's on the comeback trail a little bit there, Jared.
All right. You know this whiteout thing we saw earlier at Northern Iowa?
Yeah.
There may be something to it. You know, the fans wore white in the McLeod Center. Panthers upset 15th-ranked Wichita State.
Yeah, and over in Ames, the Iowa State women, well, they were favored today, That doesn't mean they don't need any help from their crowd as well. The Cyclones taking on Texas Tech, and Hilton Magic has turned white all of a sudden, blindingly white. The Clones actually trailed at the half, but they got things going after intermission. They came out on fire. Nikki Moody hits the 3. That got the deficit to 1. Later on, it's Chelsea Poppins down low. That's a strong move, though, to the basket. She had a team-high 18 points.
Tech trying to stay in, pass around to Casey Morris, who hits the 3 to keep it close, but Iowa State really controlled the boards off the Moody miss. Anna Prinz is there for the putback. 12 points for Prinz. How about Texas Tech's China Brown? Maybe the best name in the Big 12 aside from that giraffe, whatever his name is. This is China Brown with the jumper from the wing. That's 3. She had 18, but there was too much Iowa State.
Yeah, Kid Blaskowski, that gave the go for the layup. Iowa State wins in the whiteout. It's 67-52, the fight.
Big win for our team to get to 6-4. Gives us a tiebreaker over Tech, which down the road is important, and really proud of our team.
In that second half, we really came out ready to go and really fired up. And at halftime in the locker room, everybody just knew what they needed to do. You really didn't have anybody telling anybody to do anything else because deep down inside of us, we know what we had to do.
Let's go back to the McLeod Center. Nightcap in Cedar Falls, Northern Iowa, looking to win their first home game in almost a month. They're taking on Evansville, and they were taking out Evansville. Schoenhart, dominant inside. Great slash down the lane for 2 of her 23 points. How about my girl Jackie Kalin? Baseline drive for the bucket. Jackie with a game-high 28 points and 10 assists.
What a season she's having.
Just, 6th-year senior. That's what she does. How about Jen Keidel into the post for the layup? All Panthers in this one. They roll over Evansville 75-64.
We'll stick to the corridor now and go straight back to the basketball court. Kirkwood women's coach Kim Muhl honored today for reaching his 700-win milestone. First home game since today against Ellsworth. We picked this one up in the second half. All Eagles. Bianca Dufelmeyer inside of Haley Faber. Kirkwood lead by 22. And the Eagles had the transition game working all day. Dufelmeyer to Lexi Hobbs, wide open on the wing for 3. Later on, Faber hands the ball off, and while the Rock swings to the right, Faber swings to the left, and the Eagles find her underneath. That's a well-designed play. And more from the transition game. Stop me if you've heard this before. It's Dufelmeyer to Hobbs for 3. It's good. Under 3 to go. The Eagles are still at it. They work it back to Chrissy Talden. It's Tara Gray. And they're still shooting up 30. 3-ball is good as Kirkwood rolls. 78-42. Win number 702 for Coach Muhl.
24 years ago, I would have said I probably won't be coaching basketball that long. So you just think how many times you sat. I listened to Gene Kling the other night, how many bus rides he had in the yellow bus, cold feet. There's been a lot of long nights, too, in 700 wins, because we had a few losses in there, obviously.
All right, tougher task for the Kirkwood men in the second game of the doubleheader. Ellsworth was undefeated in league play. They showed why. Early threes were dropping like rain. Malcolm Canada, then Anton Moore. It's 8-2 Panthers right out of the gate. But hey, here come those Eagles. Kevin Hunter loses his balance, still gets the shot to go. After some tough defense then, the shots started falling for Kirkwood. Taylor Olson, Cedar Rapids native, connects in his hometown. Later off the inbounds play, it's Olson to Kelsey Semler, another local from the Marion kid, and Kirkwood takes this one 73-57. Time to pay the bills really quickly, but more to come after a quick break. What are the Iowa wrestlers saying after their big upset from Penn State last night?
Plus, a local swim team that's winning streak is up to 50. Yes, you heard right. That's next on Iowa Gameday.